So here we are in the early 60s, and the menopausal mayhem hag horror genre is well upon us. Betty Davis, Joan Crawford, Olivia de Havilland, Angus Moorhead. Now, this one is pretty freaky. William Castle directed and produced it, and it was written by Robert Bloch of Psycho fame. It starred Joan Crawford. Now, it's being shown this month for free on Hollywood Suite in Canada. Of course, if you have the channel, it's on demand. Strait-Jacket follows a woman who, having murdered her husband and his lover decades prior, is suspected of a series of axe murders following release from a psychiatric hospital. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this movie might have been an R. Because when I went to go see it, it was PG, so go figure. Released by Columbia in January 64, the film was the first of two written for Castle by Robert Bloch, the second being The Night Walker. The film's plot makes use of the psychological abuse method known as gaslighting, which is big in modern terminology. Now, this black and white movie, 93 minutes, did okay at the box office, 2.2 million in rentals, but the posters tell the story. Say like Robert Evans, if you like the poster, go see the movie. Now, in this one, Lucy Harbin has a solution for adultery, an axe. So when she finds her husband in bed with his lover, it's off with their heads. Unfortunately, Lucy's 3-year-old daughter Carol witnesses the deed. Lucy is tried to judge criminally insane and also a good axe lady. She spends the next 20 years at a mental institution. That's how long it takes for her to regain emotional stability. Upon her release, she moves in with her brother and his wife on their farm. There, she is reunited with her daughter, now an artist and sculptor. She also goes steady with Michael, the richest young man in town. Now, when Carol attempts to create a bond with her mother, Lucy cannot, but she's troubled by dreams and flashbacks her horrific act. She envisions lying in bed with the severed heads of her two victims. One day, Dr. Anderson, her psychiatrist back at the asylum, comes to visit Lucy, and craziness ensues. The encounter proves too much, and she experiences a breakdown. The doctor now questions the Institute's decision to release her into society. Shortly after, the doctor's body is found dismembered in the barn. Lucy fears that she may have chopped up to talk to one of her traumatic flashbacks. Carol attempts to hide the doctor's car, but is blackmailed by the farm's meddling handyman. A short time later, he is also found decapitated. Must be an awful sharp axe. Now, one evening, Lucy and Carol visit Michael and his parents for dinner. It is not a happy affair. Michael's mother believes Carol is unfit to marry her precious boy and says so. In a rage, Lucy storms out of the house, pursued by Carol and Michael, leaving Michael's parents alone in their home. Later, while in his closet, Michael's father is butchered. Michael's mom is subsequently confronted by the killer, who is wearing a latex mask that resembles Lucy's face. Then Lucy herself enters, having returned to the house. Lucy fights and subdues the killer. She removes the mask and is revealed to be Carol. She admits to the killings, having been motivated by greed. Carol had hoped to murder Michael's parents and frame Lucy, enabling her to marry Michael. In the film's ironic finale, the now magically sane Lucy prepares to visit Carol in the same psychiatric hospital where she was once confined. Now, ironically, Diane Baker, who played Carol, played the mother of the main victim in Silence of the Lambs, and one of the few that survived. So that's a little bit of trivia for you. Of course, they're tearing down Tom Riley's bar. She played the paramour of William Wyndham. Now, Leif Erikson is also this as Bill Cutler, Howard St. John as Raymond Fields, John Anthony Hayes as Michael Fields, Rochelle Hudson as Emily Cutler, George Kennedy as Leo Krause, Edith Atwater as Mrs. Allison Fields, and Mitchell Cox as Dr. Anderson. Now, Strait-Jacket featured the first big screen appearance of Lee Majors in the uncredited role of Frank Harbin, Lucy Harbin's husband, seen the opening minutes of the film. So if you're going to go with a smile. Now again, cinematography very strong by Arthur E. Arling, black and white, edited by Edwin H. Bryant, music by Van Alexander, production company William Castle, again distributed by Columbia, and for some reason early January 64. You would think it would be better for a Halloween release, and again only 93 minutes. Now in this one, after the success of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, Crawford and other older actresses, including Betty Davis and Barbara Stanwyck, appeared in many horror movies throughout the 60s. Strait-Jacket is one of the examples of the genre sometimes referred to as psycho biddy. Hagsploitation, Hag Horror, Menopausal Mayhem, and Grand Dame Guignol. Crawford replaced, of all people, Joan Blondell in the role of Lucy after Blondell was injured at home prior to shooting and could not fulfill her role. Crawford's negotiation, including script and cast approval, a $50,000 salary and 50% of the profits. Anne Helm, who was originally cast in the role as Carol, was replaced by Baker, reportedly at Crawford's insistence. Baker and Crawford had appeared together in the film The Best of Everything. Baker asserted that the original actors for her part, Anne Helm, had previous problems with Crawford. According to Baker, speaking on the making of featurette on the DVD of the film, Crawford had said it wasn't working out, her timing was off, she wasn't getting it, she wasn't seeing eye to eye, or she wasn't working the way Crawford wanted to work. During the film's original release, moviegoers were giving little cardboard axes as they entered the theater, which is part of a Castle promotion where they're always doing giveaways. At the end of the closing credits, the Columbia logo's torch-bearing woman is shown in her traditional pose, decapitated, with her head resting at the feet of the pedestal. Now, the film received again mixed reviews from critics. While most praised Crawford's performance, the general critical consensus being that she was better than the material. Variety noted Miss Crawford does well by her role, delivering an animated performance. Judith Chris commented in the New York Herald Tribune that it's time to get Joan Crawford out of his outdress horror B movies and back into haute couture. This madness and murder tale might have been a thriller given Class A treatment. Elaine Rothschild in Films Review wrote, I am full of admiration for Joan Crawford, but even in direct like this, she gives a performance. Now, Bosley Crowther, always controversial with his reviews, wrote a scathing one about the film and Crawford's performance in the New York Times. Crawford has picked some lemons, some very sour lemons in her day, but nigh the worst of the lot is Strait-Jacket. He goes on to call the film a disgusting piece of claptrap. Well, some of his reviews, in my opinion, are a disgusting piece of claptrap. Eye the beholder. Now, Richard L. Cove, the Washington Post, also hated the film, calling it likely to stand as the worst picture of the year, apart the absurdity of the plot and the chill unpredictability of lines and situations. Strait-Jacket is inexcusable for its scenes of violence. Now, it's listed strongly in the Golden Raspberry Award founder John Wilson's book, the official Razzie Movie Guide, as one of the 100 most enjoyable bad movies ever made. It maintains an 88% rating on review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes, based on 8 reviews. Now, assisted by Castle's promotion gimmicks, including in-person appearances by Crawford, the film was a big hit, making in 2019 adjusted grosses $60.8 million at the American box office. So what was $2.5 to $5 million back then would be 65 to 70 now. Well, released on DVD in 2002, it was re-released on Regional 1 DVD as part of the Sony Pictures Choice Collection. Shout released the film on Blu-ray in 2018, and Mill Creek Entertainment also released the film along with Berserk on a double feature Blu-ray on October 2nd, 2018. Now, next step for the film, of course, is seen on TV in the 94 John Waters film, Serial Mom. Now, again, the decapitation was a tongue-in-cheek promotion at the end. Now, the promotion of Strait-Jacket by the studio, director and Crawford are addressed in the episode Hagsploitation of the 2017 television miniseries Feud with Jessica Lange playing Crawford and the Susan Sarandon playing Betty Davis. So, again, a very interesting movie. Hollywood Sweet in Canada, check it out, and get your popcorn ready because it's a you gotta leave your brain at the door. That's all I can say. Thanks for listening. Bye.